Hello, my name is Alexis Ramirez, and my research topic is whether or not to legalize prostitution. According to Oxford Dictionary, prostitution is the practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. Some might even say that this is one of the oldest professions in history, but the argument remains still in America, should prostitution be legalized throughout the country? I believe prostitution should be legally regulated to reduce human trafficking. Money that is made can be taxed appropriately, and regulation of the trade for safety purposes is fair for all who need it and want it to participate in this career. It could help educate, advocate, and reevaluate the stigma around sex workers altogether while providing a higher quality of life. Americans have been searching for ways to solve the prostitution and human trafficking issue here in America for a long time. It seems like politicians and physicians are starting to chime in on this topic as well. The four different models explored through the American Medical Association or AMA Journal of Ethics to deal with this dilemma was full criminalization, the Nordic model, legalization, and decriminalization. Consensual and non-consensual prostitution are two types mentioned in the AMA Journal of Ethics Online. Consensual prostitution is like commercial prostitution, whereas non-consensual prostitution is human trafficking. Criminalization is meant to limit the legal and illegal market, but it can be hard on people stuck in consensual and human trafficking situations where they don't want to get in trouble or hurt. The Journal of Ethics believes criminalization can also create dangerous conditions in which sellers must collide with buyers and brokers to hide from law enforcement. This is dangerous for anyone having to work in these environments, and it does not seem to solve the problem. Sweden came up with the Nordic model, and it has been adopted by other countries because of its advantages. The Nordic model decriminalizes the seller, but continues to criminalize the buyer. Although the seller is still having to meet buyers in dangerous situations, studies have shown that trafficking has decreased and support services were better under this model. It also provided trafficked victims immunity from criminalization and avoided government endorsement that they would support commodification of sex. Legalization would permit either the seller, buyer, or both to obtain licenses while abiding by other restrictions to profit from this industry. This model might oppress workers and buyers with government interference, though. Lastly, decriminalization would ultimately be the least restrictive with no government regulation. I personally would not want zero regulation because the rate of crime could possibly increase without proper rules and protocols to follow. The author of the journals also mentioned that too little state intervention in the case of improving public health can violate individuals' rights just as much as too much can. I believe government should be involved to protect those that are in need of assistance. Money can be made from this industry and help the economy as well. Revenue made by illegal sex workers is usually not taxed appropriately. According to Forbes magazine online, 1% of women in America, that is about 1 million women, have participated in prostitution, where American men have a percentage of 15 to 20% in paying for sex. These percentages provide a great outlook on how many people are involved and how much money is being exchanged, made, and spent in this industry. Many others work hard and have their checks slashed and itemized to help provide for our free nation, while unregulated sex workers get to profit abundantly. Forbes followed a story by NPR about a young woman that beat a prostitution case and went back to working, making $20,000 in a 5-day work week. They continued to do the math and it added up to about $1 million a year. While this industry is still illegal, the funds she is receiving and is having to maintain without a bank can become unsafe. Further regulation of this industry is needed to support all involved and provide a safe place for money to be made. Right now in America, prostitution is criminalized for both the seller and the buyer, besides a few counties in Nevada. S. House Law Group explained that Churchill, Echo, Esmeralda, Humboldt, Lander, Lyon, Mineral, Nye, Story, including White Pine County, are prohibited to have regulated licensed brothels and allowed any act of prostitution outside of Nevada's legal brothels. All sex workers employed by these licensed house of prostitutions must be 18 years old or older, have worker cards, are paid fair wages, work for their own free will, and take STD tests regularly to ensure the safety of themselves and their clients. Providing these rules throughout the United States could support health and safety for all Americans involved in this industry. Peter Singer, a professor at Princeton University, claimed on procon.org that if sex work is not going to disappear anytime soon, anyone who cares about the health and safety of sex workers, not to mention their rights, should support the move to make it fully legal. This is what most sex workers want as well. All workers should have the right to health care and a safe work environment like everyone else here does in America. Prostitution and the way people view sex workers should change for the best interests of the public. With proper adoption of the Nordic model, regulations and licenses from government and the community could decrease human trafficking, increase economic revenue, and provide public health and safety to those in the industry. It is time for a change, and limited legalization could help the problem. Thank you for listening. Bye.